Hi, this is Ashi of the BA and Scrum Training Program. So today I would like to talk to you all a little bit about the Agile Manifesto and the various project management software tools that I used in the Agile projects. So the Agile Manifesto is basically a document that outlines the central principles and values of the Agile software. It identifies 4 values and 12 principles that its author believes that the software developers should use to guide their work. So the first value is that people should be prioritized over processes and tools, in the sense that even though you might have the best tools, the project will only be successful when the people are doing some of their best work. The second one is to focus on a working software over comprehensive documentation, because the idea is to launch processes and make project tweaks early on in the early stages, thus improving the software in future iterations. The third value is customer collaboration over contract negotiation, which basically means involving the customer in the development processes so that valuable insights can be taken into consideration to create the ultimate user experience. Finally, the fourth value is to respond to change over following a plan. So while traditional methodologies such as the waterfall methodology focus on very little change as possible, the agile methodology argues that change can only benefit the software development process. So apart from these 4 values, we also have 12 principles. The first one being that the highest priority is to satisfy the customers through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. And it should not just be a continuous delivery, but a frequent delivery of working software with preference to shorter timescales. Because a working software is the primary measure of progress in a project. This can only be achieved when there is collaboration between business stakeholders and developers throughout the projects. When there is proper collaboration, the developers welcome changing requirements even late into the development stage. The next one would be building projects over motivated individuals and giving them the environment and support that they need and trust them to get the job done. It is also important to recognize that effective and efficient method of conveying information is through face-to-face conversations. This doesn't have to be in physical form. It can also be through Zoom or Microsoft Teams, etc. It's also important to know that the best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Now, these teams must meet at regular intervals to reflect on how they can become more effective, and then tune and adjust their behavior accordingly. Agile teams must be consistent throughout their project's life cycle, in the sense that they should be able to maintain the same speed throughout the project. Furthermore, it is also necessary to pay continuous attention to technical excellence and good design, which in turn enhances the agility. Agile approach is not to overcomplicate things, so it's important to know that it is crucial to meet the requirements and just do enough to complete the task. So these are the 12 principles. And it is based on these values and principles that organizations have adopted Agile best practices to deliver value at a rapid pace. Finally, I would also like to touch a little bit upon the various tools used in Agile. So to carry out Agile projects, various project management software tools such as Jira, Trello, Handsoft, UTrack, etc. are used. Now, what do these tools do? These tools, they basically help the teams track progress, manage time, and share documents. Furthermore, they also help in providing actionable insights about the project resources and help teams collaborate on the projects. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Praveen, and today I'm going to summarize our day 2 session on BA Agile Scrum. So firstly, we'll talk about Agile and business analysis. So in IT industries, if we talk about Agile, we can call it as a foundation, whereas business analysis is a skill. So organization use business analysis and Agile together for development and delivery of software. So talking about Agile, organization who implement Agile, they are able to develop a software in much quicker, faster way Also, it has been seen companies who implement agile methodology, they have shown 70% higher profit growth, also 50% higher revenue growth. Now let's talk about business analysis. So as I said earlier, business analysis is a skill. It is used to improve processes, products, and services offered by organization. Business analysis also helps in supporting the decision making process, wherein using business analysis, different models can be developed, which assist the business teams in decision making. Also, business analysis works closely with the finance and IT team in order to optimize the cost involved in developing a software or a project. So overall, if we talk about business analysis, we can say it is used to bridge the gap between the business and the IT team. Now let's talk about software development lifecycle or SDLC. Before Agile was introduced, most of the organization used to follow a traditional method, which is also called as a waterfall model. A waterfall model follows a linear sequential process for software development, wherein each phase needs to be completed before the next phase begins, and there is no overlapping between the phases. So, if we now talk in detail about the phases involved in SDLC or waterfall model, it starts with requirement gathering and documentation, followed by design phase. Next comes the coding or the implementation phase. Once the coding is done, the application needs to be tested by the QA team. Once testing is done, the product or the application is deployed, and then comes the last phase, which is the maintenance phase.
Hi, my name is Krupali Patel. I'm from Batch 11 BA Agile Training Program, and today we had a fun class with Gaurav sir and Prerna ma'am, where we went over the Code of Honor, 6 pillars of learning at Guru Schools, and our weekly schedule, and what is expected of us as a student to become more successful. First, we started by discussing the pillars of Agile, the process and methodology used for Agile training. We started by discussing the 4 manifestos, which is individuals and interactions over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration, responding to the changes over following a game plan. The next, we discussed about the Agile principles, the 12 core principles used in Agile worldwide. It is very important to learn and understand this in any order we can, because some of this might be asked during our interview questions too. Some of the principles covered during the class were simplicity, collaboration, customer satisfaction, support, trust, and motivation of the team, accommodate to the changes requirement, enable face-to-face interactions, self-organizing, regular reflection, and attention to technical detail and design were some of the key points discussed during the 12 principles of Agile slide. The next, we went into discussing the Agile framework, the 3 core 3 most used Agile framework are Kanban, XP, and Scrum. Kanban is like a whiteboard desk which is used to understand the process of things to be done, things that are done in progress. So it needs to be updated on daily basis and makes us understand where we stand during this delivery of the project and what needs to be done. Second, we discussed about some of the diagrams, detailed explanation, and keywords were used, and I think we will discuss it in our next class too. So we were just given a diagram and briefly explain what XP and Scrum stands for and how it will be further discussed in one of the assessments or further classes. The next we went over some of the tools that are used in Agile worldwide and which are very important to learn and understand. It can be added to our skill sets and very important to learn this methodology. Some of the tools used for practicing Agile are Jira, Asana, Trello, iScrum, UTrack, and we were also told to pick a tool, try to play with it, work with it, learn, and come up with a little assignment if you can, discussing in the 2-minute video of what you learned. The next thing that we covered in today's class was agility in projects, the different certification, how they are used and how useful it will be as we go down the line. Some of the certifications are PMI, SAFE, Scrum Indifferent Level, Agile Advanced, P4MR, and Enterprise Coach. I think we went through a lot of information today, but it was explained in a very easygoing manner and giving us day-to-day daily examples, and I feel much better. I'm looking forward for the next class. Thank you.